These are the most relevant news or gossip about what happened during the month in the world of anime, manga Japan, or the otaku community. Disqus has clamped down on several anime and manga piracy sites, removing all of their comment sections. These sites were violating copyright, and Disqus decided to cut off support for those platforms. Several well-known sites that have millions of monthly visits were affected. Disqus sent them a notice saying that all comments made through their platform would be removed. They also offered the option to export comment history, but with certain limitations, which has caused quite a controversy among users. What has been surprising is that some sites, despite being very popular, managed to avoid this Disqus sanction. These sites found ways to keep their comments active, migrating to other platforms that are more permissive with piracy. But others had no choice but to create their own commenting systems or try alternatives, which has generated a lot of criticism from users. This situation is reminiscent of a kind of cat and mouse game, where for every action taken, a new solution appears to continue piracy. Although some sites are looking for ways to avoid censorship, all this is supposed to lead to more people opting for legal options so as not to lose access to commenting functionalities. On the other hand, in the United States, they are taking more serious steps to block foreign piracy sites. Congressman Darrell Issa has had meetings with major entertainment and technology companies, such as Amazon and Disney, to discuss laws to protect copyrights and curb piracy. All of this reflects how the fight against digital piracy continues to gain traction in the industry. Legendary Super Smash Bros. Creator Masahiro Sakurai has given a strong piece of advice to Japanese developers: stop tailoring your games to American tastes and focus on what the Japanese like. During a recent interview after receiving the Artistic Encouragement Award from the Japan Agency for Cultural Affairs, Sakurai spoke about the future of the video game industry in Japan and how developers should focus more on their own identity rather than trying to meet international standards. Sakurai mentioned that, a few years ago, the Japanese industry tried to Americanize its games under the idea that if Americans like a certain style, we should adapt our games for them. However, he believes this was a mistake. Fans of Japanese products overseas are not looking for Americanized products, but for unique and authentic experiences from Japan. Developers should do what they really like, and those who connect with it will enjoy it. Sakurai's statements have ignited debate on social media, with many fans pointing out that this same idea should also apply to anime and manga. In recent years, several productions have tried to adjust to foreign sensibilities, eliminating elements considered problematic or changing certain cultural aspects to be more acceptable in Western markets. Anime is hitting hard and Wall Street knows it. The global anime streaming market is expected to reach $16 billion by 2030, according to an estimate by research firm Bernstein. In 2023, the anime streaming market outside of Japan was worth $3.7 billion, with Crunchyroll and Netflix dominating the scene. In its report, Bernstein reveals that Crunchyroll and Netflix together controlled 82% of the anime streaming market in 2023, with Netflix getting 42% and Crunchyroll 40%. The rest of the pie was shared by other platforms, which were left with only 18%. Although the market continues to grow, there is a worrying trend. Platforms are seeking longer exclusive distribution windows, which means that production companies are unable to distribute anime on other channels and lose profits due to the monopolization of copyright by streaming platforms. With all this, Crunchyroll and Netflix remain the big bets in the anime market, and we will have to see how they handle the challenges ahead. In a recent interview with the television, Takuya Yoshioka and Maki Mihara, producers of Kadokawa after the success of My Happy Marriage, expressed concern about the impact of the increasing importation of Chinese and Korean anime into Japan. Yoshioka stressed that Japanese anime contains unique cultural elements that can only be created with local sensibilities, warning that outsourcing production to low-cost countries could weaken the domestic industry. If investment goes overseas, we will lose production capacity and talent. Mihara, for his part, acknowledged the potential for international collaboration, but stressed that the current model, with animators migrating to the video game industry for better conditions, threatens the sustainability of the sector. Takeshi Kikuchi, head of anime at Kadokawa, pointed out that video games are 30 years ahead in globalization, which is accelerating the exodus of talent. The mangaka Tomio Hidaka set the networks ablaze by denouncing a serious shortage of illustrators in the industry. Even with approved scripts, many projects are not moving forward due to a lack of illustrators. His tweet, which became a trend, revealed a systemic problem: the disconnect between writers and artists, which delays or cancels works. Hidaka noted that authors like Aka Akasaka, Kagaya-sama, who now only writes scripts and delegates the art, are lucky, as many projects depend on finding illustrators willing to take on strenuous loads. However, figures like Eiichiro Oda, One Piece, insist on controlling both roles, at the cost of an unsustainable pace. The debate also questions the weekly production model, with users asking for monthly formats to ease the pressure. In addition, the lack of support for new talent is criticized. In the past, aspiring talents received assistance and mentoring. Today, they are expected to master everything on their own. As web platforms saturate the market with unknown works and independent mangakas triumph in networks with short stories, the industry faces a crossroads: adapt its structures or risk losing relevance. A recent analysis by President Online revealed that anime overwhelmingly leads the box office in Japan. 6 of the top 10 grossing films are animated, including 2 foreign films. Consolidating the trend, anime outperforms live action. Among the 41 productions that exceeded 10 billion yen, 58.5% were live action, but only contributed 42.8% of the total box office, showing that anime is more profitable. Although the success of sagas such as Your Name and Demon Slayer boosted this boom, the media warns of the risk of neglecting live action films, especially low-budget productions that are key to training new talent. Without a balance, the industry could become dependent on safe adaptations of popular series, limiting innovation. While some are calling for lower ticket prices, currently 2,000 yen, and prioritizing quality over quantity, the question remains, can Japan find a balance without sacrificing its animated hegemony? Chad Stahelski, director of John Wick, revealed in an interview with Polygon his passion for anime and his desire to work more in the medium. With a career that includes collaborations on Fist of the North Star and Ninja Kamui since 1995, his most recent project is Lazarus, an original series by Shinichiro Watanabe, where he designed action sequences filmed in live action and then adapted them to the exaggerated style of anime. Stahelski emphasized the creative freedom of anime. You can have a character run on drones or monorails. It's amazing. Although he admires animators, they create worlds from scratch. I just use real locations, he confessed to Envy. If I knew how to draw, I'd never leave my room. After Lazarus, the director is moving forward on an animated John Wick prequel film, focusing on the night he broke his pact with the High Table. Directed by Shannon Tyndall, it will be part of a trilogy that expands the universe. Despite his schedule, Stahelski is hoping for more offers from Japanese studios. A career as an anime action designer would be a dream. A new trend on Twitter is capturing the attention of manga fans: the use of artificial intelligence to animate static panels, creating dynamic sequences that simulate movement. Although the technology is still limited, the results such as action scenes with camera effects or characters with fluid expressions have generated enthusiasm for its potential to transform the industry. Although purists question artistic authenticity, many see this as a natural evolution. Mangakas could integrate animated panels into digital works, enriching the narrative. Meanwhile, studios like MAPPA are already exploring AI to streamline traditional animation processes. Fuji TV faces a severe shortage of sponsors for its anime, including reruns of Assassination Classroom and Call of the Night, which have been broadcast without outside advertisers since March 2024. Instead, they only promote in-house content, such as dramas or baseball games. The most critical case is Chibi Maruko-chan, which is celebrating its 35th anniversary without sponsorship since Kibetsu Shido campus withdrew its support on March 16. The problem erupted after an abuse scandal involving Masahiro Nakai, ex-SMAP, in June 2023, where Fuji TV reportedly had indirect involvement. Although Weekly Bantan magazine rectified part of its report, the reputational damage led to the resignation of the channel's president and Fuji Media Holdings. The current model of anime on broadcast TV is 70 to 80% dependent on sponsors. Fans and experts warn about the fragility of the system if other channels follow suit. Without sponsorships, anime on free TV could collapse. This exposes how vulnerable the model is, warns an anonymous analyst. A financial report from Japan's official gazette revealed the earnings of the country's most prominent anime studios, highlighting Studio Ghibli's dominance with 4.97 billion yen, $34.9 million USD, in 2024. It is followed by Bandai Namco Filmworks, creators of Mobile Suit Gundam, with 3.76 billion yen, $24.6 million USD, consolidating its success after the release of Mobile Suit Gundam Jiku X. Despite the billion-dollar figures, 40% of studios reported losses in 2021, according to Tikoku Databank. High production costs and restrictions in markets such as China limit their growth. While giants such as Ghibli and Bandai thrive, smaller studios such as Studio Colorido and Kusanagi face uncertainty. Toho, the Japanese entertainment giant, unveiled its strategy through 2028, with ambitious goals to dominate the anime industry, increase from 14 to 30 seasons per year, course, by 2032, double its team from 60 to 120 employees at Toho Animation, triple revenues from anime and IPs sector versus 2025, targeting global markets and video games, more overseas offices, enhance regional licensing and launch themed cafes, development of titles based on Godzilla, Haikyuu, My Hero Academia and other franchises, separating the anime business from film from 2026, consolidating it as an independent division. In 2025, Toho generated 55 billion yen $388 million USD from anime, driven by Haikyuu and Jujutsu Kaisen, although theatrical earnings fell 23% due to hit saturation. By 2026, they expect to surpass 40 billion yen with releases such as Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle, Chainsaw Man, Ri's Arc and Spy X Family Season 3. During a session of the Internal Affairs Committee in Japan, Hirohiko Nakahara, an official of the Ministry of Education and Culture, addressed the controversy of Ghiblification, the use of AI to create Studio Ghibli-style images. Nakahara clarified that, according to copyright law, styles and ideas are not protected, only original expressions. However, if an AI-generated work directly copies elements of an existing film, it could be illegal, although the final decision rests with a judge. The debate reflects the legal challenges to the advancement of AI in art. While some defend inspiration as a natural part of creativity, others warn of covert plagiarism. Studio Ghibli, for now, has not taken a position. Pierrot Studio formalized a business and capital alliance with Asahi Production, acquiring part of its shares to strengthen its position in the industry. This agreement, following an initial collaboration announced in October 2023, seeks to combine Pierrot's experience in long series with Asahi's technical expertise in CGI and photography, optimizing quality and efficiency in future projects. The union reflects the need to adapt to a demanding market where technical innovation is key. Fans could see results in upcoming releases, consolidating Pierrot as a studio capable of balancing quantity and quality. These were the most relevant news of the month. Thanks for watching until the end. Don't forget to check the other videos of the channel. Until next time.